Hey, this is Scott from PRSSetups.com, the place where you get 2 and sometimes 3 different setup packs for $20 a month. If you got in at $15 a month, you're locked in, so keep that rolling. We're at Auto Club. This is going to be the last race of the season. The tire model is going to change for next season, so just be aware of that. It's going to drive a little different. So let's take a lap. Alright, so let's go over this lap. So I will turn in on throttle right at the 2 mark, and this will save the right front tire a little bit. So that's going to be the best way to do it, and then you'll let off between 1 and 2. Full lift, full quick lift. And then you apply a tiny bit of brake on entry to get the nose set. And then just after the Auto Club 1 sign, we're going to gas it up. And then just past the roll purple sign, we're going to be full throttle. And then your aim is right here at the end of the stripe. So 3 and 4, the first thing you want to look for is these tar marks. We're going to run over those, and we're going to be on throttle when we run over those, and then we're going to let off very quickly so we can get it down to the white line. You do not need brake in 3 and 4. Your gas up point is going to be right here where the road goes from a little bit of pale to a little bit more tire mark there. And then when you start coming off the white line, that's when you go full throttle. And your aim is right here at the caution light, so look at that, get your car pointed there. So we're going to look at a high line lap. So we'll go over that lap. So your lift point is right at the 2, and you want to use a tiny bit of brake after you lift. Off brake right here at the Auto Club 1 sign, and we're gassing it right back up here. And you want to straddle the seam to putting your lefts on the seam, so somewhere between the center and the lefts on the seam. And then you'll end up kind of pulling it down to this next seam down on exit. Now I will mention that you can run this seam all the way out. It's a tiny bit faster because you're right up against the wall, but that's personal preference. If you don't feel comfortable up there, cut it down. Alright, we'll go to 3 and 4. So your lift point is going to be the caution light right here. And you'll use a tiny bit of brake as well coming in. And then we're down a little bit, and then we're going to drift up a tiny bit to where the seam is going to be on your lefts. And then you're going to throttle up, and then you're going to run this all the way out. I ran this a little bit high on this lap, but you can cut it all the way down to this next seam. It seems to be a little bit faster if you do that, but the top is still just fine. So that's a Highline lap at Auto Club. A couple things to mention. Number one is that there's bumps in 3 and 4 that are going to be really, really hard on the first few laps just because of how low the car's going to be. So be aware that you might hit that, might get a little bit loose, but after 2 or 3 laps, it's okay. The drafting is going to be really big here. It's going to be probably a Highline draft. The best way to pass is either if you've got a car in front of you that has a big gap between him and the next car, you can try a slide job, run up in there, get through, and if he comes back and attacks under you, usually if you stay high, stay in that train on the top, you'll be fine, and the guy that passed you will probably lose more spots. So just be aware. If you're the guy that got the slide job pulled on you, you may not want to go back and re-attack that. The passes will probably be a lot of slide jobs and high-end passes, so I'd recommend trying to work on high side passes. But other than that, it's gonna be a pretty fun race. So good luck this week.